I'm ready when you are.
All right. We are live, Mr. Stanley Orchard in the hizzy, folks. We
What's
got
up, guys?
Grant McIntosh in here. Migratory Games already in here. Good to see you guys. How you doing? Good Monday evening. How was your day at work today, Stanley?
Man, I had a good one today. It was very productive, got a lot of work done. The weather's been wonderful for, what I do, being out in the field and stuff.
Ugh.
I'm loving it.
Had the opposite. I was out at Camp Bullis where we do our field training with the soldiers chamber and all that fun stuff, and it rained the whole time. And I learned that my new wet weather gear that I bought last year and have worn like twice is not wet weather gear. It soaked right through. I was soaking wet all freaking day.
That hurts to hear that, man. We didn't get the rain. It's just been overcast and little sprinkles, but nothing like that.
Yeah,
we didn't get the rain. It's just been overcast and
little feedback.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it was ugly. Uber Explorers in the house, or Uber, Urban. Sorry about that. How you doing? Hey, Stan Lee. I like that.
Hey, what's up, Urban Explorer? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us.
So
we don't talk much about we don't talk enough about YouTube analytics and stuff like that. So this is an opportunity for us to sit here and discuss it with some of our friends.
Absolutely. We're going to give it a couple minutes. Uber. Sorry. We're going to let a few more people jump in. And so up until then, let's talk about what's going on. You got anything? You didn't release a video today, Stanley, on a Monday.
Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, for starters, just a little behind the scenes thing. That last video that I put out of that big black drum that we got, that was I put a lot of work into that one, and I'm actually like kind of proud of some of the stuff on that one. It did. I think it's the second best video out of the last 10. It's performing really well. Whenever that happens, when you get a video that performs, higher than average, it's a good practice to go ahead and forego your schedule and let that thing air out a little bit. Let it get as much traction as it can before you post your next video and bury it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm trying to take off a little bit in March because we've already started filming for like our next season of fishing videos. Already got a couple of videos uploaded, but in the event that we have any issues with a week where we need a vacation, we need to go do something, I need that week where I can't stress about the YouTube stuff. I want to have those videos filmed several in advance so that they can follow the schedule. And if I take a week off, it's not going to affect anything.
That's awesome. Hey, Urban Explorer, thank you for stopping in then. I do appreciate that. Appreciate the thumb. Yeah, I didn't think about that. If you got one doing really good so far, this year mine have been down, around Mr. number 7 or 8 of the last 10. So I haven't had to worry about that happening. Hopefully coming up, I get a couple that do that. But yeah, we got this year, we got lots of stuff planned. So we'll see what happens. This end of this month, me and Audrey are going down there to Corpus. It's not a fishing trip. We want to go down, hang out. We're going to stay at the Navy Lodge. We're going to go see the USS Lexington, which is an aircraft carrier that's parked down there and you can do tours on. The State Aquarium is there. We've never checked that out yet. And then we're going to have some fishing gear in the truck, and we're going to do a little shoreline fishing. We're not bringing the boat, so I probably will have a video from fishing from that, which will be fun. So that's March. And then the next thing, other than typical fishing trips, the next thing is May. We found a little cabin on the Nueces River. And if you guys look at some of my white bass videos from a year or two ago, that's where we would go and troll that river at a certain time of year, like right now, and catch a ton of white bass. Well, we're going down there in May. There's a ton of catfish. There's crappie. There's bass. There's gar. All of them are in that river. So we're going to go stay at this cabin for a weekend in May and just fish. Just me and her. We're going to fish off. They call it a dock. They got a pontoon park there. That's their dock with some big lights on it so you can fish at night. And I'm bringing my boat So we'll be able to run up and down the river. We can run jugs if we want, whatever, and just have a good time. So I figured that'll turn into a pretty good video. And it's a recon for the white bass run next year. So that in January, February timeframe, me, Joel, and maybe Shay could rent that place again and go down there and spend a weekend. Because every time we went down there to catch white bass, it's one of those things where it's a drive, hour and a half down, fish all day, drive hour and a half home. It's like, man, it'd be nice to stay down here somewhere. But there was really, unless you stay in a hotel, there was no place on the water to stay. So this is that thing we've been wishing we had, and it's there. So that's what we're doing for the next couple big things.
That's really intriguing. I grew up like a mile away from the Nueces River. You know where that dam is over at the park on 37?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up just down the road from there until I was like 13 years old. And, we did a little fishing in there. I never caught anything. And it comes back to, I have a real lack of experience with freshwater fishing. So I know there's fish in there, but I've just never got anything out of it.
Right. I was talking today to the guy that owns the place, and he said, throw the cast net, use live bait. And he said, if you get big tilapia, cut their fins off and throw the whole tilapia out there. And he says he uses 300-pound mono because last year they caught a 200-pound gar out of there, alligator.
Oh.
They say if you hook into an alligator gar, anything less than that, they're just going to bite you off. I was like, dang, that sounds like a lot of fun. So we'll see. And like I said, it's a good recon mission for us out there. So I'm really
for sure.
This is about 7 miles south of 59 Bridge. If you know where that is, that's 59 comes across there. There's a bridge.
Yep.
There's a boat ramp right there that most people put in when they're going to fish that river for the white bass, right underneath the highway there, 59.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, 59 is just like 2 blocks from my house over here. I'm trying to think where that would be if it's hitting the Nueces River. So that's going to be out west of here. And I think I know where the river crosses that highway.
Yeah, it's near 37.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty dang cool. I've got video coming out tomorrow. Did a fishing trip with Joe Willis. You all know him if you watch any of my fishing videos. Went up to Canyon Lake looking for crappie. You'll see what happens. It's not a very long one. But it'll be out tomorrow morning. And I don't know, what do you got planned? I know you said you're going to wait and let this one catch its audience, this one that's doing really well. But do you have something in the chamber ready to fire once it's time to put something out there? Or
I'll tell you what, I'm on a like I said when you first asked me, I'm a little bit confused. I'm trying to figure some things out. I'm taking March off, but what I want to do with the month is we're going to do some live streams, especially that's why we've got our whole little setup thing here that we worked on. So we want to do some live streams, and we want to work on some of those other videos. For one, I filmed 2 videos. I created a real headache for myself. I filmed 2 videos a week ago, and I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. I now need to go back and refilm some things to implement them into the video to make one of them happen. And I did not film as good as I wanted to. I'm missing parts of the story that it'd be a decent 2 series of videos, but I got holes in them. So I got to go back and refilm that. I want to finish editing these. And in the meantime, over the course of March, I want to do those other videos. I want to put out the how-tos. I have an intriguing idea on a product review style video that I want to do. I figure this is the month to play with it. I got to get these other things edited and finished and get them out there before I can even try something else. Yeah. But that's my goal for the month.
Yeah, that's cool. That my product reviews don't do all that great.
Mm-hmm.
My how-tos on the boat usually do pretty good. I'm excited. Next week's, so not tomorrow, but next week's video is I completed the dual battery install on the boat. And that's been one, man, I've been racking my brain with that one because I didn't do the simple route of just putting a switch in there with 1, 2 and throwing another battery. I separated the system so that I have a house battery that runs all that and an engine battery that runs just that. So that video is going to be out. It's all done. I'm really I'm happy with it, and based on how my steering upgrade video went, I think that one's going to do really well. And then, unfortunately, I like those type where I'm doing an upgrade that I don't have to do. I want to do to make the boat better. I like those, but unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to be doing a trolling motor repair video here real soon. The GPS system went out. Talking to the techs there, and it looks like I need to replace that. I can take it to a shop, and spend an extra $200 on labor, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to do that myself. And the power cord for it is all jacked up from being outside. So I'm going to do a video on replacing all that stuff. And as long as it, the motor doesn't blow up and it works again, it'll be a good video. Because when I went looking, because if I got to do it, the first thing I do is come on here and research, hey, how to do this. And there really are no good videos on doing that. There's a couple videos on taking a trolling motor that doesn't have that capability and adding it, but there's no videos on, hey, I've got it, mine's broke, it's 2 years out of warranty, so they won't pay for it, I don't want to pay labor, here's how I do it. And it's still very expensive without paying labor.
Yeah, but you know what? Stuff like that is extremely valuable. I think that's we all have a lot of fun with YouTube and making videos and doing stuff like that. But when you can provide value, when you can show somebody else, even if you're just learning it, you at least know enough on how to get the ball rolling on how to learn it, and sharing that experience, I think for one, incredibly valuable, and for two, you're tapping something that hasn't been tapped yet, and anytime you can do that, you might not get that 100,000 view video,
right?
But you might, that might happen.
And you talk about an evergreen video. Those are my evergreen videos. And when I said my review videos haven't done good, for the most part, but one of my best evergreen videos is the Shady Rays, the sunglasses that I wear. Warranty, and I did a review of them, and then I came back and did an update when I had to replace them. And those have done really well. I still get comments on those. Like I had one like 3 days ago, and I did those videos a year or two ago. So those ones do good. Grant said he's been busy at work today. Downloaded yesterday's fishing, then going to edit. Good, Grant. I'm looking forward to seeing
nice
from his brother. Looking forward to seeing that. I seen him post.
We got that time of year now. People are going to start getting some lines wet. I'm excited about seeing what everybody's going to be doing.
Exactly. Especially, I think I don't want to steal your thunder, Grant, but I think you posted it either on Twitter or on Instagram or maybe somewhere else where you broke in a fishing rod that you won in a giveaway. So that's all I'm going to say. I'll let you tell the rest of that story when you do your video, but really cool. Really cool. All right. Are we ready to talk a little bit about analytics?
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Okay. So this really came to head when Grant, so I said, hey, I'm moving my live streams off my main channel, putting them on this other channel that I had just sitting there that I accidentally made. I didn't even know what I was doing. And it was because a lot of people are saying, hey, if you have a channel that you upload regularly to and you do regular live streams, it can hurt your channel because the live streams can, one, draw away from your last video you posted, right, view-wise and all that. And two, YouTube looks at that and they're like, oh, they got 50 views really fast on this video. That's awesome. And then the next day, there's no views on that video. I'm talking about the live stream. And they're like, that's not a good video. So now, if like I was doing, every other one of your videos does that, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying, hey, we're not going to push your stuff out there in front of people, these videos, because their videos aren't doing well, right? Even though your other video might, that live stream's still away from it. And I bought into that, and I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me move mine. And then like 2 weeks ago, Grant said, so is your channel doing better now that you've moved the live stream? And I was like, well, I don't know. Let's look at analytics and let's see. And the simple answer before we dig into this is, I think so. Because
it's really hard to tell.
It is. There's so many variables.
Yeah.
Example, I take February's numbers or January's numbers. That's the last month that I did. Hey, Adam, good to see you. Welcome aboard. Take January's numbers. That's the last time that I had live streams on the main channel, and compare them to February's numbers. In every category, you know, views, click-through rate, every category, February is better than January. So it'd be easy to say, yep, see, there you go. There's your proof. However, I didn't upload as many videos maybe in January. My videos might not have been as good in January as they were in February. Those are the variables that you just can't account for. So now,
not to mention YouTube views and the Google Trends. I looked back on that. I don't have it here, but I did look back on that. And Google Trends shows fishing coming up out of January. I've seen that a couple years. It's straight up on Google Trends. And YouTube views in general are up in February versus January. So
yeah, I think I picked a bad time to do it and try to use any kind of analytics, because December and January are typically my weakest months, because one, I don't post as many videos, and two, everybody's out there trying to get stuff done for holidays, taking care of family, ain't got no time for this YouTube stuff. You know what I mean? So when I compared, because I'm comparing month to month, I'm like, let me go look at November versus December, right? November's numbers were better than December. And I expected that because I didn't do as many videos in December. People are busy in December. But the one thing that was still better in December than November was a video suggested rate, right? Where YouTube is suggesting your videos. But when I go back and look at several months in the past, every month that number has gotten better, which tells me it's because my channel's still growing, right? If it was a static channel where I wasn't growing and it was the same every month, then we might be able to see those fluctuations where, hey, you did something this month that made it, but it's not. My channel is growing, so every month my numbers are better. My views are better every month from the month before, all that stuff. So it's really hard, you know, again, to say, hey, in February, the whole month of February, I did lives on this channel that we're on right now, and it made my other channel better. My other channel is better. I got more views than I've ever gotten before in the month of February, but each month, except for maybe December, has been that way. You know what I mean? Because the channel is continually growing. So I think it's going to be really hard to nail down proof. The click-through rates, the views based on impressions, all that has just increased each month.
You know what you might be able to do, and this is a real pain, but this might give you the information that we're looking at. So one of the things that a live stream does is, and we talked about this earlier, is when you post a video, we talked about this just a minute ago with my last video. So I posted it last Monday, and it's doing better than average. So I'm giving it an extra few days to kind of air out. Hypothetically, one of the things that we've been talking about with live streams burning other videos is that if you, for example, if you post a video on Monday and then you do a live stream on Tuesday, what happens is YouTube suggests out videos and they like new content. So when you do a video for 3 days, for 72 hours, and you can see it in your analytics, that video is listed as new content. It's a new upload. Right. So if you post that video on Monday and then on Tuesday you do a live stream, now that live stream is the new video that YouTube is pushing. They're pushing your live stream, which, you know, if you don't do live streams, what happens is that live streams are great when you're live, but not after the fact. You want to see it live. A live stream, you want to interact with people. You want to talk to them. So after they're no longer live, there is far less value, far less reason to watch that live stream. So you don't get a lot of views. You don't get any watch time or anything after a live stream is done. But that is still your most recent video. So that's the one that YouTube's pushing. And now they're pushing a video that is inherently going to get nothing out of people who are seeing that pop up. And what you did is, if you posted a video on Monday and then live stream on Tuesday, you just sacked your Monday video.
Yeah.
So what you could do hypothetically is you could take a look at your videos, the last couple, I believe you've been doing this live stream on this new channel for 5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, about that.
You could take a look at the post. Okay, so I forget the time frame that you're doing live streams, but if you're doing live streams on Monday and then posting a video on Tuesday, which means that video had 6 days of life before the next live stream.
Yeah,
you could take a look at your analytics for individual videos. How many impressions are they getting from day 7 onward? Say day 7 to day 14.
See what you're saying.
And check the videos now versus the older videos and see if there's a difference in the amount of impressions you're getting.
I'll have to dig very deep. That's true.
It's deep, yeah.
Adam, I seen your post. I couldn't find your stream today. I don't know why it didn't come up on my subscription. I think you already know, but make sure you're subscribed to this channel. So I've got my main channel, and then this channel, because of what we're talking about right now, is a separate channel just for live stream. So I think you should already be subscribed because I think you found me on this channel, but that might be the answer to your question, brother. All right. It says we got 3 people in here. Where y'all go? Is analytics that horrible?
Right? Is this such a painful experience?
We don't want to hear analytics. I'm getting a headache from it.
If everybody who saw this is anything like me, the first thing you think of is like, man, I look at my analytics enough that I do not want to talk about that anymore.
That's a good point.
I check them constantly.
Yeah, and I tell myself this year, 2020, I'm not going to worry about subscriptions. I'm not going to worry about views. I'm just going to work. I'm going to put out content. And then at the end of 2020, I can look back and say, well, either I really sucked that up or we're rolling. But what I will say is because of this live stream we're doing now and having to go back and dig into the analytics a little bit, we're doing fine. It's a steady, slow progression up, which I'm happy with. I'm not in a race with anybody. They say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. For me, that's true. I have different expectations or goals than a lot of people. Some folks, hey, in the next 2 years, I want to be, self-sustained on YouTube. That's cool. They're going to have to work harder than me because I've got more than 2 years to worry about.
Yeah.
That, right. And really, I just want to I enjoy what I do on YouTube, and I don't want to lose that. I don't want to push myself so hard that I get burned out and I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I totally. I'm every step of the way. I'm with you on that. Grant, I will address that. I will take a step back because I'm long-winded. I talk a lot. Adam Mahara Fishing says, can analytics like this affect a channel as small as mine? And the right answer is yes. Mm-hmm. The analytics, it's not that the analytics affect your channel. They tell you what your performance of your channel is, and you can make adjustments based on what your analytics are telling you.
Yep. Very good. Good point. It's not as interactive. Okay. I get you, Grant. Yeah. So
that's me talking too much. Sorry.
No, both of us talking too much, but we said we were going to do this. So we tortured them with analytics. So Grant, have we answered the question that you asked originally? Because you brought this
right.
Up, sir. You asked the question.
You did this to yourself, Grant.
Yeah. Did we answer it well enough for you? Do you understand that, comparing a month to a month, like 1 month, maybe my videos sucked and that's why that month's worse. I think, to be honest, if I was going to try and answer this, I'd have to dig deep, like Stanley discussed or described earlier, and I'd need a bigger sample size. I would have to compare 2020 to 2019, that kind of stuff. And you know what? I don't know if the analytics allow us to go that far back. When you go into advanced and then you can do the time over time where you compare 2 time frames, I don't know if it lets you go back more than a year. So I can't tell you for sure on that.
Some of them go back, some of them don't. Some of the analytics that I looked up were like prior to 2018, they don't provide for you.
Yeah. Because a lot of, if you guys are watching what the YouTube folks are doing, they're trying to upgrade stuff all the time and give you better capabilities within YouTube Studio. But with that, that means if I give you a new capability today, you know, a month from now, you can't go back to December trying to see that capability because it wasn't there.
Adam, he says, my analytics are showing what I consider rapid growth. I also picked up a hater who gives me multiple dislikes at a time. John, I'm going to let you handle the first part of that question, but I'm kind of ticked off about the second one. That's the one that sets me off a little bit. You picked up a hater who gives multiple dislikes at a time. Dude, don't sweat that. For one, dislikes do not hurt you at all. They will affect your video if and when your dislikes heavily outweigh your likes. Otherwise, they just count as likes. Your hater is helping you out. Don't sweat them at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if your analytics are showing you're growing rapidly, that's good, brother. Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing it right. Keep doing that. And then if you see something changing in your analytics, go back to that point in time and say, why did it change? You know, and that's what you might figure out. But other than that, keep rolling with what you're rolling. Talking about haters, I got my first disturbing comment on a video. I found it this morning and blocked, reported, and deleted, right? And this was anti-Semitic. It was bad. I mean, I was like, what did this come from? You know, obviously somebody who's got some real race issues and that. And so that's the first one I have. Those I have zero tolerance for. I'll do anything I can to crush them out of my channel so I never see them again. Now, I've had other comments where people didn't like, you know, the way I do something or something like that. Like you said, or thumbs down. Usually, if you've gotten some haters, it means you're doing something right? Because
yeah.
If I'm with PETA, if I was a PETA member, I would be hating every fishing channel on YouTube and hunting channel on YouTube. You know what I mean? So there's just people with agendas, and just because of what you do, they're going to hate it. That just means you've gotten big enough so that they're seeing you, right? So really, that's not a horrible thing. Now, if you got a video where you have 1 like and 30 hates, there might, you know, thumbs down, there might be an issue with that. But
it'll affect that video, nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very slight effect too. All it does is it downgrades you in suggestion. It downgrades you. It doesn't take you out. It just downgrades it if you have a massive amount of dislikes versus likes. Otherwise, they count as likes. It's engaging.
I've never done this, but there's a way based on other people's lives where they would have a hater jump in with a gang of haters, and all of a sudden they have more dislikes than likes. That they could challenge those. And they could have them removed. Now, I don't know how that happens, but I just know that people have done that in the past.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard that, but I cannot think of a single circumstance where that could have even been needed, that I would have even needed to know that.
About it, yeah. Grant said first, he said, I'm going to paraphrase. He says, I know everything already. I just want to see if you do it. That's what Grant just said. I know everything. I just want to see if you do it. He was just testing us, playing with us. Then, so basically, you don't want to go live on your channel because you don't want the low views. Yeah, I don't want YouTube seeing a pattern of good video, maybe, depending on how good of my video is, and then live stream crappy video. There's no views after the first day. Oh, here's a good video. Okay, maybe we will suggest them. Nope, here's a crappy video. Live stream again. We're not going to suggest them. So that is the concern. Is there's no consistency in my channel. You know what I mean? That I think is an issue, and I feel that way enough that here we are on a different channel doing the live stream. Now, Adam says, local YouTuber who I love gets so many of those negative comments for no reason at all. He isn't inflammatory in any way. I never thought fishing channels would pull so many haters. And it's weird too. I think like anything that's done on YouTube when it's hobby related, there's a group that's against whatever that is. And once they latch in, that's where sometimes you see where they pile on, right? You know, knock on wood, I've had 1, 2, maybe 3 haters on a video. I've never had a pile on of haters. But I've seen what you're saying, where it's just a video no different than maybe one of mine, and all of a sudden there's a pile on of haters. And I think that's what it is. Hey, guys, this guy's doing this and that, and we hate it. Let's all get him type stuff. And you see that.
you never know what's going on behind the scenes. I have seen that from forums. We posted stuff in forums and been just hammered hard. And not some of the forums that you and I do. Those guys are really cool, but some of the other ones, experimenting with it and seeing what kind of response you can get. And I've gotten some real negative ones. But aside from that, there's also it can be people outside the community, but also, and we've seen this, we've discussed this, and we don't need to throw out names or anything, but we're all familiar with those times where there are people in the community too they're that guy, the guy that 2 years ago, everybody's friends and buddies, but then you skip ahead 2 years and somebody grew a little faster than somebody else. Somebody did something that just annoyed the other guy, and he's just that personality type that's how they respond. That's how they react. That's how they just want attention regardless of what kind of attention that is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's the worst thing. The worst thing is you have folks within your community, right? i.e. fishing in this case, that tear down others. And you see that, like you brought up forums, you see it like catfishing, right? I was running catfishing tournaments. So we were big in catfishing for a while, freshwater. And hey, you catch them on rod and reel or it's not fishing. And here's these guys with jugs or trot lines. It's like, that's not real fishing. You shouldn't do that. It should be outlawed. So they're all attacking each other instead of, hey, it's legal. You fish the way you want to fish. It's legal the way I fish. I'm going to fish the way I want to fish. You know what I mean? And we police our own, because a big complaint, and I had this complaint before with jugs and trot lines, is the folks that don't know what they're doing, put them out there and then leave them and decide for whatever reason to not go back ever. So now you got these things. Now they're trash in the waterway. They've hooked a bunch of fish and those fish have died, right? And that gives them a bad name. But instead of attacking all the trout liners and jug fishermen, right, we should help them police their own, right? So that we don't have those people that hate fishing in general and think we shouldn't be allowed to fish, to use that as ammunition. Look, this is a fisherman that's saying how bad this type of fishing is. You know what I mean?
One that I came across last summer, we did a snapper fishing video. And now there were some mistakes made on my part. I'm not going to lie about that. We filmed this like 2 days after snapper season. So it was something along those lines, and I forget. I don't even remember what the snapper seasons are. We check it, we have a vague idea, but
changes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the thing about it is that there's Texas limits and then there's federal limits,
state water and federal water, and they have different
exactly, and that changes, depending on the time of year. So what we did was we went out. I think snapper fishing. There had been bad weather or something like that, so we weren't able to make it out during the federal snapper season. So after snapper season, the bag limits change, the possession limits change.
Right.
So what we did was we went out into federal waters and we were filming. We filmed an awesome video. It's one of the ones that I'm like super proud of. So we go out into federal waters and we get out there, and you can see some of this in the video. There's you see elements of this or whatever, but we get out there and the one rig that we went to in federal waters was jam packed. I mean, I think we counted like 35 boats on one rig offshore.
And one in.
Yeah, there's no way there's any fish left on that thing. Not to mention the snapper season was over. That thing was fished dry. It was dead.
Yeah.
So we were out there. We filmed for just a second. I took a couple of shots of all those boats, and I think I mentioned I don't even think I mentioned in the video where we were at, but we had talked about going offshore and all this stuff, whatever. So then we were like, we're not doing this. We're not going to fish here. We'd been out there for about 2 minutes, and we're like, no, we're moving along. We go back into state waters. But, when you're editing a video, and like when I film, I film 2-3 hours worth of footage that I got to cut down to a 15-minute video.
Exactly.
On this particular video, some of the footage that got cut was us running back into state waters. So you're watching the video and we're out here at this federal spot, and then all of a sudden we're starting to catch state water limits. And there was a couple of people that picked up on that we had, we were, from what it appeared, we were taking state water limits and federal waters, and I got hammered a little bit on that for editing, not even for the actual practices of it, just because I edited out the part of the story where we moved along.
Well, hopefully, once you explain that in the comments one time, maybe that one, it would slow.
No, I had to explain that one like a dozen times over.
Yeah, people are quick, boy. If you're doing something that they think is wrong without having all the information, not everybody, but there are folks out there that will.
There's somebody with that eye; they catch it.
Yeah, Adam. If how do they even know what date you actually did that fishing? They can't base it on the date the video was done, because some of us will do a video 2 to 3 weeks after that we actually went fishing. So that's a good point.
At that time, we were filming and posting. Like, we would film that weekend, we would post the following week. I don't do that anymore.
Right.
I batch. Like I said, I'm filming stuff right now that we're not going to post until late April.
Yeah.
So, but it was different back then. I was a year and a half in. I was still at the point where I was filming and posting a week later, trying to keep up to date, and that's just how it went.
Yeah, I'm still doing that right now. I like to batch when I can. Like I said, last week I had both this week's video and next week's video done. But now I'm like, okay, what am I doing for the week after? We got a busy week this week. So here's what's going, some little chit-chat stuff for you. The wife works at a local financial institution, and she doesn't do customer service. She does stuff deep down inside. But she was told that, guess what? You're going to be working from home for the next 4 to 6 weeks because of coronavirus. And here's your laptop and go work from home. So now, great. That's awesome. I wish I was working from home. But this week, Friday, our oldest daughter came home, the Navy girl, Kayla. Some of you have met her on here. And her kiddos are here for the week of spring break. We got them for the first week of spring break. So now Audrey's at home trying to work from home with the grandbabies and daughter here. And so you understand. Hey, she was in here working earlier before I came home, and we started doing this. And we might be putting a desk behind me right here for her to work for the next 4 to 6 weeks. They're talking right now out to May even maybe. So it's growing. That's what's going on around here right now. So
that's funny. I got the same message. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, that's all right. Well, for me, what's funny is, like I said, she does no face-to-face customer stuff, right? They have meetings and all that with other people that you can curtail meetings, doing video meetings, that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, I'm at the Army schoolhouse over here training, like today, 330 different soldiers from who knows all over the world. And it's all up in our business, talking face-to-face and all that. I'm like, I am far more likely to contract this virus than you are. You get to work from home. I am so jealous.
I came across a funny one today. We got a big delivery of probably 30 valves. Valves is basically like one of the main thing that I deal with, valves. And I opened up those shipments, and I was sitting there doing my pick list and checking all the equipment to come in. And an entire shipment, a portion of the shipment of valves came straight from Wuhan, China.
Oh, geez. Wow.
Didn't even know that till I had the thing opened up. It's like those letters you talk about that you used to hear about. You'd open them up, and there'd be like powder. People would baking soda or whatever stupid joke they used to do back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was that same kind of reaction to it. I saw that on the data plates of those valves, and I was like, okay, well, now I understand why they're talking about remote work. It's work from home.
Exactly. And I don't think, that's kind of in my wheelhouse, the whole epidemic disease type stuff when we're training, because my thing is weapons of mass destruction, which you can weaponize those type of things. So we do a lot of research on that stuff. And I can tell you one thing. It's not one of those things you can put in the mail and somebody open it and get exposed. So you're safe there. That's all I can tell you. Okay. You're safe.
Well, let's keep that on the down low, because this is an open invitation to a day off. So
there you go. Exactly. Hey, he might need to go home for 5 weeks and work from home. Issue him a laptop.
Yeah. We had a meeting today. We actually had a conversation about that. ConocoPhillips, whom I work for, they've been really proactive and really cool. They've been very open about the discussion of. In fact, we had a meeting today talking about what are we going to do, what kind of enforcement are we doing to protect ourselves and everybody else and everybody's family. And they're talking about being prepared for everybody to work remotely from home. We're all supposed to take our computers home at the end of the day. In the event we cannot come back tomorrow. And I told them in the meeting with a couple of the corporate guys from Houston, I told them, I may have to go spend a week at the beach and just get away from everybody, to stay away from the virus that shall not be named on YouTube. And not one person laughed or disagreed. That there was a valid option.
It sounds like a good idea. You see, Adam said you need to go fix the valves on his Skeeter for him.
Wash your hands. Yeah,
wash your hands. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth when you're coughing and sneezing. Yeah, hey Judge. Yeah, all right, Mo, what's up? So we're back into the chit chat mode. So hey, any of you guys got Adam, Mo, anybody got videos coming out this week or doing any lives? I know Stanley, you said that you're going to start doing a few more lives. You got any like set in stone planned out yet?
I don't. It's my wife and daughter. They're both on spring break this week, and we've talked about doing. We're going to do a live stream because of spring break. There's a lot of plans as far as what everybody's going to do with their time off, and I want to facilitate that, obviously, to the best of my ability. We are going to do a live stream this week. I'm not sure what day we're going to do it yet.
Cool. So guys, keep your ears on, keep your focus on Stanley Orchard's YouTube channel for live stream. Cool. Also, what about the look at all that fancy stuff behind it. Use that duct tape kind of.
I put together a set just for live streams.
That's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. You need a wireless headset. The only thing that's looking a little, almost as bad as my background, which is horrible, is that that thing right there. Get some wireless headphones. Tax return money. You can do it. I thought, hey, we're gonna get some tax return money. Look, that trolling motor. So the GPS module I have to change is about $350 just for that, and then for the power cords another $75. So I'm sunk over $400 now that I thought I was going to be able to do something with that. I'm going to have to spend just to fix that troll mode. But I'll be honest, like we talked earlier, Stanley, that's going to be a good video, I think, just because I haven't seen anybody else do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's money in that. I think you'll get some of that. That's the beauty of YouTube. I think you're going to offset some of the costs on that. It'll take time, but
that's a good point, though. I like that. Adam says he dropped a video last night. What was it, Adam? I have a magnet fishing video coming up, but I have to do intro, outro, and thumbnail. That's the easy stuff, the intro, outro, and thumbnail. Grant, I post yesterday's fishing when I get it edited. Okay, I'm not convinced about a schedule meaning anything. I'm not convinced about a schedule meaning. So you're not convinced
meaning anything.
Yeah, every Wednesday we post, and so I think the only thing I've seen where people say that could be important is for your audience, and that's your regular audience to know, hey, every Wednesday I can look for Grant McIntosh to post a video. That I don't think analytics, it does anything for analytics. I think it's just one of those things for your audience, right, Stan?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. In fact, this is my approach. I'm going to be straight up honest about this. I want to brag about, I want it on the channel banner where I say I post videos every Monday. Yeah. And I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to post them every Monday.
Yeah.
Today, I don't care. I do not care. I am going to fulfill the requirements of the algorithm. My audience, will understand that there is nobody that is sitting there and going, well, maybe John, he's the one that harasses me more than anybody else. Yeah. But there's nobody sitting there going, man, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Where is that Stanley Orchard video? Yeah. It's important for your audience to know that you are posting consistently, because that does draw people in.
It does.
But the actual time and actually fulfilling that, I mean, you can look in your analytics, and there's actually a thing on there that'll tell you how many people have they've subscribed to your channel, how many are notified of your whenever you post a new video, and how many of those people actually click on those notifications. And if you look at that, the analytics on that, it is morose. It is terribly low. vidIQ was talking about this in a recent video, and they were saying that they have 500,000 subscribers, I believe, and 50 people click on their notifications.
All right.
That's the value of the content schedule.
A point for Stanley for using the term morose.
Yeah.
But -1 point for going back to analytics when we got done with that because Grant said they're both.
It's an analytic video.
Yeah, but Grant said he was bored by him. Adam, I'm sorry you owe $577. That sucks.
That make 10 videos about whatever you owe, taxes. Okay. Yeah. Make 10 videos complaining about taxes and make $57 on each one of them, and you'll even out.
Boom. There you go. There's your answer. Moser Boy, why aren't there more people in here? Mo, you're here. That's all that matters, brother. The people that count are here. We're talking about things that apply to us. Mo says, I posted on Instagram and Fishbrain and other sources. Fishbrain, you know, I don't know who else is on Fishbrain. I got on it, I don't know, a year ago. I don't know why, but I just cannot get in to post it on Fishbrain. It's cool. I see other people doing it, and they show with the fish and that. But here's one of the things also. When you share where you're fishing at and all that, Joe can't see that. I go on there, and there's all these Packery channel. There'll be dots on there that you can click on. I click on it. It says, you know, something about a paid subscription to see that. I'm like, yeah, you tricky dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how good this is. I don't know. I know it's probably good for a bunch of people. I just can't push myself to use it. Stanley, you use the fish?
I refuse. I refuse to give away fishing spots. We've talked about this. I don't like doing it. I'll be generic and I'll be vague.
You did a video about giving away the top 5 fishing spots, brother.
Yeah, we can. No. I don't want to discuss that on a live stream because we can talk about that offhand. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the fishing spots that I gave out on that. Yeah. Those aren't my fishing spots.
I know what you mean. Those are spots you go to that everybody already knows about.
Those are the ones that everybody knows about. Yeah. Absolutely. And I got buddies that are, you know, they have deals with Fishbrain or whatnot. And despite that, I try to be real supportive of everybody. I want to be. If you have a sponsor with somebody, your sponsor is my friend. You know, I'm going to help you out. You're my buddy. I'm going to help you out.
Right.
I can't do it with Fishbrain. I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not big into Fishbrain. Just can't do it.
Not against it, but it's just not my thing.
Right. Same here. That's exactly how I feel. Adam, my video from yesterday has nearly 100 views. That's good in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Base. It's about me exploring a brand new lake. That's cool, Adam. I don't know why. I don't remember getting a notification, though. So I'll go back and look at my notifications, Adam, because if you dropped something yesterday, I should have been notified. And I do not recall seeing a notification. Uh-oh. We have been invaded. Y'all see that Audrey Andrew Grant, I'll be showing John how to fish in May. There you go. So she's talking smack. That's my wife. She's in the next room over, and she's talking.
Hi, Audrey.
Yeah, talking smack. So May is our trip down to which one is that? Okay, so that's the one on the river. So what I will be doing is I'll be showing her how to fish in March when we're down at the coast. Because she, other than on charters in Jamaica and Cozumel, she has not fished the salt with me. So there you go, woman. I will show you. She's gonna come back talking some smack now. Miss Judge Andrew Jessica. Okay, Moser boy. There you go.
There it is.
There it is. I knew that was coming.
I was waiting for it.
I'll have video evidence. And since I get to edit the video, it'll clearly show me catching more fish.
I do that. I do that.
If she catches
There's Pondum.
If she catches a big one, I'll have her hand it to me, and then I'll be videoing that part where I'm holding it.
I've played that game before. I played the editing game.
Pondum's in the house. What's up, brother? Not feeling well today. Sorry about that. I hope you feel better, sir. You got to feel better just being here with these guys. And
we've been waiting for you this entire time, man. We were wondering where you're at.
Exactly. We're like, where the heck is Pondum at? He's our regular. You know,
we had all this talk that he could have been harassing you about boat shop. He totally missed out on all that.
Yeah, you're right. The troll motor. Audrey said, I will make sure to get my own evidence. She'll take pictures of her holding my fish. That's what that'll be.
Bye, Audrey. It was very nice talking to you, ma'am.
It's every day when you're 85. So Pondum, earlier when we were talking about having haters and stuff, I think Pondum is in one of those realms, trapping, that draws a lot of haters, right? And it's also one of those realms where you can see other hunters that will try to ostracize folks that do trapping. Even though trapping is legitimate, it's legal, and in some areas, especially for predator control, it's necessary. But he could probably speak better than at least for me, about gaining haters just because of what he's doing, right?
I would be curious. I like to peruse the comment sections of people's videos, and Pondum, I have not done that for your videos. I'm curious, do you get a lot of hate on your videos for what you do? Yeah, there is.
News.
Yeah,
I would imagine. That's just one of those things that for folks that are tree hugging, furry bunny loving, to see an animal in a trap, they just, because they don't understand what's behind that. You know, how it happens, why it's necessary, why it's legal, right? So I can imagine that's a tough one. You probably got people hating on every single video you post.
Yeah, that's got to be rough. You got to have a tanned hide for what you do.
Exactly. Grant said, yeah, Audrey Andruski, I think he's been editing out Joel catches more than him. That is a fallacy. Don't even try, Grant. Don't even try. I told Joel, he doesn't, Joel, he's a little old school. He's not very much into new gadgetry and all that, and he's not into YouTube at all. So I had to tell him the other day, look, you're famous because of me, Joel. I go to Michigan. We have family from Sweden that come to Michigan, and they're telling me about how they watch my YouTube channel and start talking about Joel. I'm like, dude, he would never be known in Sweden if it wasn't for me.
I was gonna say that name Joe Willis is becoming a household. That his stardom is growing. Exactly. I want to meet Mr. Joe Willis.
You probably will. We keep coming down that way, and you're down there. We're gonna end up getting.
Oh, I'm gonna meet him. He's one of those guys that we're just gonna end up. You guys are gonna be out fishing, and I'm gonna be that guy that runs up on you. Hey, are you Joe Willis?
That would be awesome. Just ignore me completely. Are you Joe Willis from the YouTube? From the A&D Outdoors channel? Are you?
I've seen the fish. Hey, can I have? I'm going to do that. John, we're going to set this up, dude. We're going to do this.
Awesome. That would be awesome. We'll do it on the beach because I definitely need to get down there and fish that beach again pretty soon. So that would be a good one. That last time. My last video from the beach when I had Joel with me, that's the first time he's ever fished on the beach. He was dead against it because of sharks and stingrays and all that. He loves it now. He had a great time. So
nice.
We'll definitely do that again. Pondum is Joe. Well, he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's typically in most of my fishing videos, unless the wife's with me, he's the one fishing with me. He's my fishing buddy. He said, not real bad yet. I tell them off and delete. There you go. They don't care and don't want to know the truth. No, that's exactly.
Yeah. There's no explaining it.
Never waste your time and breath trying to explain to them because for the most part, just what you said, they don't care and don't want to know the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They just want to vent their own frustrations. They've got their own hate built up that they want to spread. They don't know anything about it.
No, dog needs out of the room. There you go, buddy. Yeah.
Oh.
It's Jolison. Okay. So we're caught up on the chat. Where are we at? We got like 5 minutes left. Oh crap! I forgot. He's with you a lot. Yeah. I hate being old. But guess what? The alternative is even worse.
Oh man, I can't disagree with that.
Exactly. I'm getting older. I've got pieces and parts of me that are starting to, fall apart and fell on me, especially because of the Army. But the alternative is always worse. So I'm happy to be here.
That, you know what? I was going a totally different direction with that. My thought was, you're talking about the alternative, and when you said that, my immediate reaction was like, yeah, the alternative being young again. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm not nostalgic about my youth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I cannot come up with a way that I would redo my youth better. Like I screwed it up really good. I would do that again, and I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I don't need that.
I look at it this way. What I've done through my life has made me what I am now, and I'm happy with what I am now. So I would not, what I have, the wife, the kids, the grandkid, wouldn't change none of that. Wouldn't change.
Yep.
If I went back, I would probably screw something of that up, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my thought on it. The same thing. I would. I guarantee I would screw something up.
Adam says, I have to go grocery shopping tonight. Oh, man. Think they'll have any toilet paper left? I hope so. I'm not. You know what? That's the one thing here in San Antonio. We're seeing it on the news where people are buying up masks and hand sanitizer and toilet paper. But here in San Antonio, we're not seeing it. And we flew a bunch of them here. They're here at the Air Force Base, and they got out, and one was found positive after they got out, and they've been to the mall, and they had to close down the mall. But the people just aren't. I think if you drink enough tequila, you don't have to worry about it. That's probably what it is down here. I don't know.
I don't even like getting in on this conversation. Have you seen the statistics on this stuff? And just for the record on this, I don't, John, I don't know your feelings. We haven't discussed this. You're not supposed to name this thing on YouTube. It'll do, it downgrades your video or whatever. I don't know if you care, but I won't name it.
Streams, I don't care.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
It is.
Like the mortality rate on this is ridiculously low. I don't know. I've got feelings about this. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm sorry.
Well, I will say a couple things. Look, it kills the same people the flu killed.
Yep.
Typically, right? Which is our older generation, unfortunately. But the numbers are no worse, right? You remember we had H1N1 a few years ago. Now we still have H1N1. It's part of our normal flu season. You get the flu. Maybe you got H1N1, maybe you got one of the other varieties, but it's just something that happens now. And I don't know, maybe that's the route this one's going to run. It's just going to become one of those things that every year when we have flu, it's another one of those flus, but it is not right now more lethal than the normal flu.
Right. You know what's interesting about this too? I saw a thing, and you got to verify this on your own. I'm not going to say that it's been verified or anything, but we've had these epidemic things before with SARS and swine flu and was MRS or whatever that other one was. Always seems to happen in an election year. I'm not a conspiracy guy. You verify those dates on your own, but it does kind of seem that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things I worry about getting more than that. There's people now that say, hey, let me just get it and get it over with, just like the flu, you know what I mean?
Build up some antibodies to it.
Yeah.
That mindset is going to kill me one day, but it also keeps me from getting sick every single flu season.
I agree. Adam said, one ply toilet paper is not going to cut it. I understand that completely. I agree. If you're stuck with one ply, that's end of times type stuff right there. One ply toilet paper. But I'm saying it gets aggravating. 4 doctor's appointments first 2 weeks of April. That is aggravating, brother. Usually Southern folks don't get bothered by crap that much. You know what? That's kind of true. And Texas particularly is kind of like that. Like, whatever. We'll live through it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's kind of a, I'm not a born Texan, but I've been here for 20 years this time. And then I had a 4-year stunt earlier when I was in El Paso. And, that's one of the things I love about Texas is they don't get wrapped around the axle about this kind of stuff that bad, where other places I've been get all up in a panic and a frenzy. California, Washington, those places. Wow, that stream is lagging. Judge just now read my post about my post. It's been 10 minutes, literally. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he needs to refresh.
Yeah, he maybe it's on your end there, Moser Boy. Maybe not.
We've also been kind of chatty here. Like the chat's been going on. Kind of let a few of them build up before you sit there and run down the list.
Bonham says if you got rubber gloves, one ply isn't so bad. Good point. But that's the other thing they're running out of is the gloves with the mask.
Yeah.
And by the way, you don't have to give away your fishing spot. Everyone talked against fish brain. Oh, I agree. I'm not hating on fish brain.
Right. Me neither. I want to go on record. I'm not talking against it.
Yeah. It's just not my thing. I've been in it. If you go and found me in there, I don't even know what I'm under, but I posted some things in it. But it's just like I've got YouTube videos, I got Instagram, I got Twitter, I got Facebook. I share that kind of stuff all in all those places. This is just another thing. You know what I mean? And it's just
you want to get some good fishing spots? Join John's Patreon. He gives them all away all the time, and it pisses us all off.
That is true. That is true. Matter of fact, my latest Patreon, she came on, and that was one of her comments to me in the Patreon that she was thanking me for showing her husband's ill. He's not mobile, can't get on a boat. And I did that one where I fished from shore down there in Corpus, a couple different places. And she was very happy that I posted that so that she could take her husband fishing. I was like,
oh, I was hoping she was mad at you for giving away his fishing spots.
No, he didn't have spots. He wanted to fish, but it had to be easy to get to. Drive right up and fish. So that's what I gave him. So there you go, folks. If you want to know where I've been fishing, join my Patreon. Now, He hates me giving away spots, but he can understand. I've only given away spots now to 4 people, and he's one of those 4. So and then the other one lives in the Great North.
No,
the other one.
I see the bigger picture. I see the bigger picture here. You've got that on Patreon. It's already there. All your fishing spots are there. Yeah. So anybody that signs up now, they're going to have access to that. Yes, this is a problem that could snowball.
There you go. And absolutely, if I go fishing with Stanley again, I'm giving you those spots with coordinates.
The next time you and I get together for a fishing trip, I will allow that. I'm not going to take you to any of my super secret spots, and you know the difference. Yeah. But we can go to a secret spot. You and I get together, and I will be in on you with that one for giving away that spot.
Now, here's my disclaimer, and I've said it in some of my videos. If I go out with a guide or I go out with a fellow YouTuber that has great spots that I'm going to fish, I will not share those out of respect to those individuals. If I go to a spot that I have already found myself, then I have no problem sharing that on my Patreon.
I got a story about that. Not covering it in this live stream, but expect it on the podcast later.
Good, cool. Well, folks, you know what? We've gone 4 minutes over time. Let's catch up on our chat over here. Oh, but it would be Divine. Adam's laughing, laugh out loud. Got you on Amazon cheap. Grant, what are you talking about? Amazon. Oh, talking about toilet paper. using a garden hose. Hey, in the Army, we were issued 1 square toilet paper. You put a hole in the middle of it so your finger stuck through, and that's how you wipe. That's the toilet paper story for the day.
I like the description you got there.
Everyone have a good night. I think I'll be a garden hose too. Yeah, maybe a sprinkler head. That's pretty bad. You just got to squat over it. And that is it, folks. Say goodnight to everybody. Stanley, round of applause. Thank you for coming on, sir. I appreciate it. I think we bored them to death with enough analytics that we won't have to do that again for at least another year on analytics. But who knows? Maybe something.
Hey, John, I really appreciate you having me on, man. I really enjoyed it. I thank you very much. I've been drying out, not being able to do a live stream lately. Thank you, man. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure being on here with you. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Appreciate you jumping on. We'll do this more often, even if there's not a certain topic to discuss, just to have you on here, okay?
I look forward to every single opportunity.
All right, folks. We'll see you later. Y'all take it easy. Peace out.
Night, guys.